Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Roll for Discussions. Today's episode is Homebrew. I barely know her. Uh, we will be talking about a bunch of homebrew stuff, and I am so excited for it. With us today, we have our lovely usual host, Andrew,
Hello. Hope you all are having a good night.
and our favorite trauma DM, Kyrie.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing tonight?
Dang, throwing up gang signs and everything.
I should have did threes instead of twos because it's episode 3.
That's right. Then we'll have to hold up fours for episode 4.
Oh, God.
I know, right?
How's everyone doing tonight?
Uh, Pretty solid for the most part. Planning more of your guys' demise for session 3 of Pirates. So, it's going great.
Yay!
Exhausted, but glad to be here. I
Mhm.
actually still have to find a way to implement PEBs into Crooked Moon again. So
Yeah, I'm curious how you're
Oh,
going to do
yeah.
that.
I have ideas. I just have to create the maps and figure out how I want to do it.
That's gonna be a
Maps.
lot of fun.
He's gonna have like a
Maps,
little solo arc, but we'll talk about it.
Okay.
map plural is a little horrifying, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I guess let's go ahead and get into some of our questions, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. So, the first question I have for you guys tonight is what was your intro to homebrew? And what is it that inspires you to homebrew?
I guess for what got me into homebrew or what inspired me for homebrew was listen like you Angel, you coming up with Annabella for Crooked Moon, because my first steps into homebrew has been for this Pirates campaign. Mainly the Phantom Ghost ship. I created that all homebrew. Granted, you guys didn't fully get hit by him yet, but there is a mechanic with him where there were certain objects you were supposed to hit that was supposed to permanently kill him, but he does come back in 24 hours.
Great.
Um, and I like
I tried to tell everybody.
what inspires me with homebrew is like if there's a specific thing with D&D that they don't already have in the modules, you're able to make it to how you want to be without breaking the world.
Mhm.
And I that's something I really do enjoy. Kyrie, if you would.
Um, no, yeah, no. I just uh, I make homebrews that break the world.
Yeah, you do.
Uh,
Yeah,
on accident. Okay,
Is it
on
is it on
accident.
accident?
No, but it was hilarious.
it was, but it did take 30
Genuinely,
minutes for you to do the math.
genuinely though, I did not realize how many like dice rolls that was going to be, and half of them were just pugilist dice rolls. Like half of them were more than half actually were just regular pugilist dice rolls. The
So
pugilist is actually
pugilist
kind
is
of
You
banned
knew
ridiculous.
now.
that they had 6 attacks, though. How did you not expect there to be that many dice rolls?
So hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
I'm
So
listening.
I didn't. Obviously, the class is not homebrewed, right? Like let's call it what it is. The race was homebrewed. Okay, I created a mantis shrimp, 2 boxes. Okay, the mantis shrimp does fire damage per hit because of the combustion and the speed that it punches. Right.
Mhm.
I didn't realize. Well, shouldn't say I didn't realize. I didn't care to realize that I'd be rolling 36 dice. I'm sorry.
Bruh.
I'm sorry. It's
See,
corrected. It's
the
halved
thing
now.
is,
It'll
though,
be way
like, it
better.
wouldn't have been that bad, I think, had it been you actually playing it, but then you turned
Exactly.
around and gave this character sheet to our newest player who, bless
Uh,
her heart, she's doing so good.
Her
Like,
RP is amazing. I love the
she's
RP.
Yeah,
phenomenal, and she's picking up on things so quickly.
she really
But you
Yes.
is.
really did just like ripped off the floaties and just threw her into the deep end.
Legit. Here you go. Try and swim.
This is how you learn.
And Kyrie,
Uh,
it is your fault for me having to kill Barnabas next session.
You
Oh,
better not kill Barnabas, my cutie patootie. All right, it's my special guy. Or I mean, if she unless she changes it to a they them or a she, I don't know. I don't care. It's my special bud. Okay,
mhm.
my special buddy, my
It
dude, my
depends.
dudette.
Look, I don't plan to kill anyone. It depends on how the dice roll.
I don't know. I mean, the way Barnabas be swinging, my God, I've made a level 20 character at level 7. This is ridiculous.
Legit.
um, just for context, guys, I think it was 34 or 36 dice we had to roll,
Yeah.
Mhm,
and half of them weren't even max rolls. Some of them were like ones and twos for
Mhm.
mhm.
damage, and we still did 256 damage in a turn. Now, hear me out. It's been corrected. It won't be that bad anymore.
Yeah,
Still
I
hit
think
hard.
I messaged you to the side, be like, "Hey, can you please fix this?"
I was already fixing it, yeah, because I was like, this can't happen again.
I feel like we
So
had a message in the group chat that was like, "I'm working on it, guys."
yeah, literally. I think I said it before, yeah, because I think
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
literally said it
yeah,
before, and
because
he
I
was like,
was
"Yeah,
mid
please
text of
do."
sending it to you, being like, "Hey,
Yeah,
can you fix this?" And then you messaged me, be like, "I'm fixing it."
yeah. Like I was like, I am fixed because I'm like, okay, Rife. What did I say? Should I roll 5d12s?
Mhm.
Yeah, which she only
Like,
has one dice set, so she has to roll
yeah.
that like.
And then it was like 20 d6s or something, and I'm just like, I'm sorry.
Like, even
I'm
as large
sorry.
as my dice collection is, I don't think I would have had enough dice to not have to re-roll one.
No,
I totally have enough dice.
I
I
do
believe
too,
that.
but
I totally do, especially since I got that dice pack that I got from the pawn shop that I got.
Mm,
Well,
Mhm.
even though I gave you guys like I think 2 or 3 each, I
yeah.
yeah.
still probably would have had enough.
Well,
I
we
have a
were
problem.
also like bothering you until you gave us the dice, so.
That's fair. He was like, "So you're gonna give us some, right?" Yes. Like, yeah, sure. I
It's
literally
like,
just left
look,
her.
it's like you show up with food
Right.
to a
I'm like
party.
I'm like the gum. Like when you used to bring gum in high school. Everybody like,
Mhm.
"Oh,
Yeah,
let me get a
yeah.
piece."
Oh,
I should.
Yeah.
and then you're out of gum the rest of the week.
Yeah, I should have known better. It's my fault.
No, no. That's also, it was a learning curve for the
No, yeah,
combat going forward and stuff
yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
Which now that you guys know what you're capable of,
Mhm.
the gloves are off.
Yeah.
Well, we nerfed Barnabas, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
We did.
Uh,
So my gloves
I
are off now, though.
yeah, Barnabas' gloves were on
Mm. Clearly.
that whole time. He knows,
Oh
because
yeah, because
get
boxing gloves.
2-ton boxing gloves,
Oh my god.
which also give it a special ability that I just chose not to use.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Probably for the best. It's like a one time per like week kind of ability though, so it's not like
Mhm.
she can use it willy nilly. It's
Oh
an
my god.
uppercut.
Which, I mean, if we think about it, this entire Pirates campaign is all technically homebrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, the campaign itself is literally
Yeah.
homebrew.
Yeah.
And
And
then
honestly, I'm pretty, as someone who's just like dabbling into homebrew, I'm kind
Mhm.
of impressed with myself with how good I've actually been doing
You've
building
done so well.
the maps and stuff like that. Granted, I'm using other like tools like AI and stuff like that to help build the
yeah,
maps that make sense.
what makes it
Like
easier?
I don't mind the use of AI as long as it's towards like actual like good things.
Yeah,
Mm.
Um but yeah, making the Phantom Ghost ship, especially with that mechanic that he comes back in 24 hours, which granted when session 3 happens it hasn't been 24 hours, so you guys will be fine.
Uh-huh.
But
Great.
Angel, what inspires you for homebrew?
I mean, we didn't fully get through Kyrie's technically.
Ah, screw
I was
Kyrie.
gonna say, how dare you,
like
sir?
like we know Kyrie
How
likes to build
dare you?
things that break the world, but
Yeah,
why?
that was yeah. You know, yeah, why Kyrie?
because I like to stick it to the man. All right, screw that man. I don't know who the man. It could be a woman. I don't know who it is. It could be a dog, honestly, at this point. But
What the
nah, I mean,
dog doing?
honestly, like with homebrew though, I just like the creative side of everything. Like, and obviously, I do a combination, right? So like my homebrews aren't full homebrews half of the time. They're
Mhm,
usually a mix of homebrew and the rules like set. So that way, I really truly unintentionally break the world. I
Mm,
try not to do that, obviously. Um,
mhm.
by the way, you guys will be fighting some homebrew monsters in Crooked Moon.
yay.
All
Um,
right, so I'll
and
have my backup characters ready.
and one of them may not be a worm.
Oh, good. We have something in common then.
I hate both
Yeah,
of you.
yeah, yeah. The purple worm wasn't big enough. I just wanted to say that.
It's all right. I got 2 worms for session 3 in Pirates, so
Yeah, you're gonna fight a worm, and then you're gonna have to find a way out. So have fun.
of the worm.
Sure,
Okay.
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Wild. Um,
I know, right?
yeah, I'm like my intro to homebrew started very, very early on. Like
Mhm,
the first D&D campaign I ever played in, I was playing a homebrew class that my friend built for me. Um, and that was like 3.5 uh like in high school learning how to play D&D. Um, and I think I kind of went on like hiatus from D&D after that and then got back into it and was just kind of relearning how to play with 5e.
Hmm.
But since I've been playing it consistently for years now, I'm like I want something different. Like I know what my favorite things are, I know what my favorite classes are, like I know the tried and true methods I usually do, but sometimes I
Hmm.
want to branch out. And I love drawing like inspiration from other forms of media for my
Hmm.
D&D characters. Like
mhm.
I love,
Yeah,
watching an anime
thousand
and
percent.
finding something that's really cool, which was what heavily inspired Annabella for me to do the puppet master uh class.
Naruto.
Naruto. Like even with
I know it's blasphemy. I've never watched Naruto.
that's
How
fine.
dare you?
I've only watched some.
Okay.
There's
There's like
too much
what, a
of it.
I've
thousand something episodes of Naruto.
No, it's not that many. It's like 400 or 500 ish.
That's still too many.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot. And there's a
Well,
lot
because
of
it's
filler.
it's technically it's really only it's like two something per parts because obviously you have Naruto and then you have Naruto Shippuden,
Oh
which
yeah,
Naruto
you're right.
Shippuden is where yeah. But but
Yeah.
yes, I
But
feel
yeah,
that
and
though because
then
that's
go
literally
ahead.
where Ashura's from. He's from One
Yeah.
Mhm.
Piece, so it's like,
Yeah.
and then
Like
Barnabas is
there
kind of like just kind of like Chopper.
yeah. Yeah, like there are so many cool like character options and like magic ideas that you can pull from other forms of
Hmm.
media, like pulling things from your favorite books, from your favorite shows.
Mhm,
Um Alcinoe, like being a siren, which I homebrewed the race for,
mhm,
and then Kyrie helped me with a lot of the base for the class.
mhm,
Like I've gone through and like edited a couple things on the back end just for my sheet, but like primarily pulled from what you helped build.
mhm,
Um,
Hmm.
like that was very much drawn from like mythology and
Hmm.
like the pirates movies and just like all of these various forms of art like video games and things like that of like okay, what is the lore behind sirens, how would it make sense to build that in a D&D world?
Hmm.
Like that's so fascinating to me, is to be able to bring these things of like different forms of media that I enjoy and like translate it into D&D.
mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what I think is like the best thing about homebrew is like if you wanted to make a bloodbending ability, you're
Mhm.
Hmm.
able to do that, which nah, I'm not gonna give spoilers for anything, but
Oh, you've made a homebrew for that. I was just thinking, I'm like, did I do a bloodbending
No,
homebrew? Okay,
no.
Heh,
not so
A
bad.
certain siren might get the bloodbending ability at some point.
Makes sense.
I got some real fucked up magic.
Yeah, but it makes sense
Uh,
for the siren though.
Yeah.
yeah, I have fun
Uh,
stuff too.
Also, for your bullshit ass cannon, uh, you can only use it once per day.
Me?
Yes, you do.
Oh, the thing that we talked about.
Yes.
Um, cool. Well, I think the
Is it?
crazy thing is, I think with the new villain book, don't they have like an actual thing for that now too? I think like if
I
we buy
believe
that new
so.
book,
Yeah.
I think it's in there. I'll have to take a look. I haven't bought the book yet, so I have to look into it. But
Mhm.
it's cool, and obviously it makes sense as well
Because it would
for what
have
my
to take
character's gonna
time
do.
to recharge for that and whatnot.
No, yeah, of
Because
course.
the way I look at
Like
it,
you know,
it's like it's a special ability that Ashura would have and stuff like that.
hmm.
yeah, no, absolutely. Which is one of those things where it would be really cool to do.
Yeah.
So, our next question. Um, what are some like house rules or house mechanics that you tend to use for your own games? Because like D&D rules is written, it's a good jumping off point, but I feel like there it leaves some things to be desired, right?
Mhm.
So, what are some of the like mechanics you've chosen to implement or house rules that you have for how things are done?
Kyrie, you go first this time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like how I want to describe it. That's why I'm like looking up and into the void of nothing.
No, I do the same thing.
Guess really just, I mean, obviously like the roles and how they work, of course.
Mhm.
But I think just like the core mechanic of, hey, this is if you're rolling for this, this is what it looks like. I guess you could say like rolling specifically for like your saves.
Yeah.
I've come to realize that a lot of the stuff too.
Kyrie, it
My
got really
TV is
dark in your room.
switched. I have my TV on YouTube and it switched over to Netflix because I don't have a light in my room right now. So
Oh.
yay! I'm just gonna let it play. I had it on pause because yeah, whatever. But um, perks of having a family you don't want to bother. But
Real.
no, like just like I think the basics, right? Like so a lot of like
Mhm.
the basic mechanics of like the gameplay, like
Mhm.
dice rolls. If you're trying to do a specific action, you have to roll to see if you actually succeed in said action.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of what I do though is kind of like it's the base rules, but I construe it to make sense and how I want the campaign to go though, which I kind of feel
Yeah.
like we all do, like where it's like let's follow the base rule set of how to play D&D,
Mhm.
but then
Mhm.
actually going through and then kind of construing it and making it make more sense for the world we're trying to build is, I guess, more what I do.
Mhm.
But I can't
Yeah.
think of like any specific like rule set besides like the base stuff that I
Mhm.
use right off the rip.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same with me. Because if it's something that's gonna hinder the player from actually being able to do what they want
Right.
or have the fun that they want, then
Mhm.
I'm
Right.
not gonna be as long as it doesn't like again it it's part of the theme with the show to break the world, but if it doesn't fully like break the world of the campaign that we're doing, and
Hmm.
as long as everyone's having fun with what they're doing, that's all that really
Right.
matters to
Exactly.
me.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. As long
the
as
dice
we're
rolls are
allowing them to have fun.
yeah,
I
the
was gonna
dice
say
rolls are
it's as long
always
as we're
going to
allowing
be
them to
there
have fun. Yeah.
because that's the
Right.
core, the bread and butter of D&D. There's no
Mhm.
D&D without the dice rolls, unless you're doing LARPing, then that's a different subject.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like the rules are they're more like guidelines.
Nice.
Facts.
Yeah, I have a whole like house rules document that when I run a game I send out to my players.
Yeah, I remember the document when we started Curse of Strahd.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thoroughly read
I
that
did
document,
too,
be like,
yeah.
okay, what do I not do?
I like have it
Right.
up on my monitor right
I
now
don't. I
because I'm
think
like,
I
let me
skimmed it.
remind myself. And like a
Right.
lot of them
Like I think
are,
I skimmed it when you first put it out.
yeah, like a lot of them are, kind of normal things. Like half damage rules, potions during combat, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
but there are some things that I like to do. So like psychic damage and spells.
Hmm.
Primarily for vicious mockery, but it's to encourage people who are playing things like bards or like charisma characters to really get into it. Like if
Yeah. Yeah.
you say a one-liner, if you say something and it makes me react or it makes the party members react,
Hmm.
like if you make me feel it, I'm giving you the crit.
Hmm.
Like I
Right.
don't roll shit, just take the damage.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Which I think is the coolest way to go about it too, because you can be like, okay, so what do you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like,
Like
oh dang.
yeah, like I want people to be able to get into their characters. I really value that role
Hmm.
play aspect
Hmm.
in my games, and I want
Yep.
people to have fun with it. So I'm like, if
Hmm.
if you're doing the risk of like, going out on a limb and role playing and saying something and you're not sure how it's going to land, like I want to give you that reward,
Hmm.
Right.
Like you're getting into your character. I love that. Fuck yeah, take the crit.
Hmm.
Um I have one that's basically like a skill check thing because I want my players to be able to do crazy shit. Um
Hmm.
so like, oh, you want to interact with the world and do something crazy. Cool. So you want to try to like push a bookshelf over onto an enemy, which I think is yeah, that's the example that I have in my notes. Like, hey,
Hmm.
I want to push this bookcase over onto the enemy. I want to pin them.
Hmm.
Cool. Give me the skill check. Skill check's going to be free. If you succeed, then it's going to take up an action or a bonus action. If
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
fail, then, you can't push it over, but you still have your action, you still have, some of your movement, like you still have these other things. So it's success or failure based
Hmm.
on how you roll,
Hmm.
but I want to give people the opportunity to try,
Yeah.
Right.
which I feel like doesn't happen if they're like, "Oh, well, it's going to take up my full action to do this whether or not I succeed or fail."
Hmm.
Hmm.
You know?
And
Uh,
that's something I do like that you've implemented with Curse of Strahd, because you've let us do basically what we want in Curse of Strahd.
Hmm.
Um, and I've basically done the same thing with pirates for the most part.
Hmm.
Um, I haven't really had to whole like do much like guiding in terms of pirates.
mhm,
The only thing I changed for my rules, because with dual wielding, I don't like that you can't use a pistol and a sword, like long sword, at the same time. Which is,
At
it
the
makes
same
sense that
time,
you would
yeah.
be able to,
mhm,
especially during pirates. Like they're all always like dual wielding a sword and a one of the muskets all the
A
time.
pistol, yeah.
So it's like you can do that.
mhm,
Um, just you would have to, for me, you would have to have the two actions to be able to do it.
mhm.
Um,
Hmm.
I'm also allowing team ups,
Yep.
which um, it's just another way to like, hey, this combo team up would actually be pretty cool to do. Let's try it.
Right.
Depends
Yeah.
on what both players roll.
Yeah.
Like for example, my NPC character that I have for the party
Mhm.
has Ring of Telekinesis, so he used a team up
Yep.
action to lift Thunk and throw him onto the ship,
Yeah.
which I could.
Hmm.
So the thing is, I could have overshot the ship as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But
Would have
that's
been
also,
hilarious.
it would have been, because I specifically told Angel to not get into the water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I
Um,
was
Which
warned.
would have also been hilarious.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I was waiting for uh Richard to jump into the water after the mimic to try and fight it again before I had the spectral hand come up and pull it down.
Yeah, that would have been dumb of him to do that for sure.
It would have
Um,
been.
Yeah, and like in the Crooked Moon campaign, obviously I have added some of my own like kind of flavor stuff to it too, like with Lucas's character being able to do like the empty the mag, if you would say, with his revolver,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
he
and
loses a turn kind of aspect of it. You know what I mean? Because it makes
yeah,
sense. It's
because
like
it makes
I'm
sense.
wasting all my
It's
bullets.
a 6 shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
so
it
it's like
was
he's
like
just bow 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 bow.
yeah, if it was like a black powder like pistol, that'd be different. I would
Yeah,
have
Mhm.
to take time to
exactly.
reload it.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, why
Yeah.
why can't he do like a burst shot? Like, like
Yeah.
when you watch like old cowboy movies, you see them hold it and then just like pow pow pow, and it's like, oh,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but what? That's a cool mechanic. Like he shoots 6 shots and he has to roll to see which ones hit, right?
Yep.
And if you miss 6, then you miss all your 6 shots, and
Yeah,
now you lose a turn because you have to now reload your gun.
Yep.
You know what
exactly.
I mean? Or like obviously we all have the rule of cool. Like
Yeah,
Mhm.
let's just
which
follow
you
what Disney
again,
have the
you
rule of
let
cool.
me going back to Crooked Moon. You let me shoot a bullet off of Fang's like horn in the
Yeah.
first
Yeah. Oh,
session,
That was so
which
good.
his
it could have
yeah,
gone
his
so bad if I
it
rolled
could have.
terribly.
Yeah.
Well, because he was cursed so many times, so he had like no health towards the end. So you could have just one tapped him,
Well,
but you
no,
happened to
that
hit
was
his
at the
freaking. It
start.
was
He
a
wasn't
chainsaw.
cursed yet. I don't think.
I think
No, he was.
he.
He was cursed already.
Was he cursed
You
already?
guys just didn't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he had.
okay.
He already
Yeah.
lost health because he had lost health right after he looked at the painting.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He just he wasn't at like 11 HP, but he lost like 12 HP like right off rip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Fang kept doing dumb stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
which
No.
is on par for his character.
and then
But like I
they,
Definitely.
think we
and
all have
then
like
Hmm?
hmm?
what?
You
You
were
were
about to
saying
say
nothing.
something, and then nothing happened.
No, no, I was gonna say I think we all have like our own little like adjustments to like rules and like cool little things that we think
Mhm.
we
Yeah.
have fun with. I'm actually gonna be adding a new mechanic to Crooked Moon this season too
Ooh.
that
I like that we call our
we'll get
new
into
like coming back to D&D like new seasons.
a new
Yeah.
season. Yeah, I
I
mean
mean,
because
we've
it's
been
basically
stopping
it.
at different arcs too,
Yeah.
so
I mean we're on chapter 2 technically in my campaign, so it's
Okay, so
basically
that
season
makes
2.
sense.
yeah.
Yeah, so like it's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
fun one.
I'm excited
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Um, I have a couple of other house rules that are definitely like homebrew
Hmm.
that
Mhm.
haven't really come into play yet. Um,
Mhm.
I don't like
but
that
I feel like
word.
they will. And I've talked about
Yeah.
these with people before. So like one of my favorites is if you're in a zone where magic doesn't work,
Hmm.
like
Yep.
if
We've
you're
talked about
you're
that.
in a
Yeah.
dead zone, when
Mhm.
you fire off a spell and it doesn't connect, you still lose that spell slot.
Yeah.
Where does that magic go?
Right.
I
It's in the
So,
world,
mean,
in the aether.
right, like, and I can't wait for this mechanic to come into play. Like, I want to see it in action because it sounds like it'd be so fun. But like, when you leave that dead zone, you have
Mhm.
still fired off that magic.
Oh
Right.
no.
So what happens when it catches up and you've got three different people who fired off spells in a dead zone, not realizing it's a dead
Oh
zone, and
shit.
then
Oh
suddenly
shit.
all of that
Mhm.
happens again.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. So it's like
Uh,
checks and saves basically to redirect that flow of magic. So there is
mhm.
a chance that, you're not going to accidentally shoot one of your friends in the back with a firebolt, but you might.
Yep.
Mhm. Right. It's possible.
Uh,
For sure.
yeah, yeah. Or like exertion rules, which we've
Mhm.
talked about a bit, where like, oh, you're out of your third level spell slots, but you really desperately want to cast this third level spell.
Mhm.
Like, sure, as a wizard, as a sorcerer or whatever, like however you come into your magic in D&D, like there is a wellspring of power within you and
Mhm.
you've
Mhm.
trained enough to be able to do these spell slots comfortably.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean you can't push yourself.
Mhm.
That doesn't
Right.
mean you can't tap into something more and like, really reach for it. It's like that adrenaline rush that a mom gets when she needs to like lift a car, right? Like
Yep.
Right. Right.
that kind of exertion. You can do it for the moment, but it's going to hurt you.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm implementing actually something like that in the Crooked Moon, where it's like if you guys go down, I'm gonna allow
Mhm.
you guys to do like if you want to like somehow find the will to keep going even when you're knocked down, to
Yeah.
do like a last stand kind of thing. So now it's like okay, I
Yeah.
can still
Okay, I
fight,
like that a lot. I like that a
but
lot.
you have no HP. But the problem is now is that you risk your character dying, being in this
Yeah.
spot,
So
and
But
that's
every turn you're
actually
in this stance,
yeah,
you get a level of exhaustion too. So it's
yeah.
like if you're in this stance for I think it's 7 levels of exhaustion,
Yep.
you die.
yeah,
So
On top of that,
that's
if you get hit, it counts as a death
yeah.
save now. But
Yeah.
yeah.
you can still fight and implement it. But
Yep.
I don't know how I'm like actually I haven't fully fleshed it out yet.
Mhm. That's really
But
cool.
I think
That's
it'll be a cool
No.
actually
mechanic. That'll be really fun.
very, very similar to one that I have that
Hmm.
hasn't come into play,
Yeah.
but definitely has potential, especially with something like Curse of Strahd.
Hmm.
And it's one that I pulled from Reddit a while ago that I think they called
Hmm.
like Hero's End, which
Yes,
is
that's exactly where I got
Yeah.
the idea from.
yeah, which is like
Hmm.
if your character is about to die, like you're
Hmm.
about to get knocked out, you know you're in a
Hmm.
knockout drag out for your life, like your party's hanging on by a thread. Like
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
have the option to crit,
Yeah.
Hmm.
like an enhanced crit. Like you know that
Yep.
this is going to take your target out. You are effectively saving your party,
Hmm.
but you are doing it at the cost of your character's life.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the way that I have it is you cannot be revived.
Yep.
Hmm.
Like no one can bring you back. No revivify, no true resurrection, no wish spell. Like your soul leaves.
Hmm.
You are checking out. You are
Hmm.
making that sacrifice for your party of you cannot bring me back, but I will make sure you get out of this alive.
Hmm.
Hmm.
No,
It's like the
that
final
stuff
sacrifice,
I've
which is cool.
Yep.
yeah, that stuff I've always liked because it's like, okay, we're in this terrible situation. I can give my party a chance to continue to doing
Hmm.
their task,
Mhm.
but it's going to cost me my life, which I'm fine with. Which
Mhm.
honestly, technically, Lucas already did that.
Yeah.
Hmm. You both have.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's always the classic, like going to Star Wars. Obi-Wan Kenobi, he
Mhm.
did that
Yeah.
Hmm.
when he was fighting Darth Vader. He gave
Yep.
himself over to the Force, basically letting himself die to
Mhm.
let
Yep.
uh, Luke and everyone escape. Um, but does Mephisto actually still have a soul?
The world may never know.
I mean, if he
If I'm
does, it doesn't belong to him anymore.
Nope, if I'm going the
Facts.
route that I'm going, he
Yeah.
doesn't have no soul.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I guess kind of in a similar vein, like what are some of your favorite homebrew creations? They could be classes, races, items, like mechanics, whatever. What are
So,
your favorites?
not to just talk about Critical Role like I've done the last two episodes, but with campaign
Nerd.
4, there is a new subclass for fighter that Matt and Brennan Lee Mulligan like homebrewed as
Mhm.
the Daredevil subclass for fighter, where it basically, if you're like blinded or anything like that, it enhances your senses, so you
Hmm.
can pick up on movements a lot better. It also gives you advantages with like hand to hand combat
Mhm.
and stuff like that. And I guess the other homebrew creation would have been, um, I guess Blood Hunter when it first came out. That was technically
Mhm.
a homebrew. Um, and was Gunslinger already a subclass before, or was that
It
I
was a
think that
subclass for
also
her fighter, I think.
okay?
But I think
did
it was
that
a
not start
homebrew
out as
thing.
unearthed though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It started off as a
Yeah.
homebrew and then it became
Yeah.
something more.
Okay.
Ugh. Fan. It's hot. Please. 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 Okay, there we go. Don't judge
Um,
me, people.
my man's struggling over here.
It's hot, bro. It's really like
Uh,
warm.
but yeah, definitely the Daredevil subclass for fighter.
Mm,
Um, the bloodbending homebrew class that I'm gonna be or ability that I'm gonna be making.
yeah.
Um, and
I could send you my notes on mine if you want.
thank you. Yeah. So far, that's pretty much my favorite ones for the most part.
Nice.
Barnabas. No, sir. I actually really love Barnabas as a character more than the actual like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
class and all that other stuff. I think he was just a really fun one to make
Mhm.
because of like he's a mantis shrimp, so I had to implement that with like his shell being iridescent, the eyes being able to see in multiple different like lights and stuff like that, and being able to punch and like every time it hits, it's like fire comes out. It was really really fun.
Mhm.
I think one of the fun ones that I had making was I mean when I created it, I don't know if Angel changed it, but when we created the Tideborn
Yeah.
for your Siren class, I thought that was really really fun to
Mhm.
make. Plus, I thought like the mechanics behind it was really cool,
Mm-hmm.
where it wasn't like ridiculous for your
Yeah.
character, but
Yeah.
it made sense.
Yep.
Um, and then obviously I love that I made Ashura his sword style.
Mm-hmm.
I also made a couple of homebrew things. A lot of them are actually like weapons and gear from like
Mhm.
anime. So like I made for those who have watched Solo Leveling, I homebrewed uh Jinwoo. I homebrewed all of his weapons and all of his like armors and jewels that he gets to like enhance his abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually like it'll increase your stats beyond 20 as well. So like it was really really cool. I think I actually made something for Cam as well
Nice.
because he asked me to make something for him. Or no, because it was we didn't have the book, so I
Mm-hmm.
had to home. I basically had to homebrew it so that way he could actually use it since we didn't own the book
Oh,
for
the
it.
dragon mask,
The
right?
dragon mask, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, I think the thing I'm most excited for right now is the kitsune that I'm making right now
Mhm.
for the stuff that me and Andrew talked about. I still have a bunch of those to make, so
Yeah.
Nice.
I have to make
Heck
7 more homebrew characters. So
yeah. My God.
or six.
I mean, it's fine.
Like
I'm homebrewing your character's brother anyway, so
yeah,
Wild.
I know. And then and then I'm a homebrew them. Obviously, I'll run them by you, of course, so that
thank
way
you.
you can read into my chaos,
Yeah.
my world breaking
And then
chaos.
I'll be like, you're not using any of these. Remake them.
No, I'll make
Amazing.
sure to actually like not just create them and actually read through it this time because I did not
Yeah.
read through Barnabas. I just
I
created.
mean,
I was like, this is
uh,
great.
I think it's because we were getting closer to like session one, and we weren't sure if Elizabeth was going to play or not.
Mm.
Yeah, so like
And
I had created it and didn't really look into it because I didn't know if Elizabeth was actually going to play, if Alejo was actually going to play. We hadn't really heard anything.
yeah,
So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I know how to play him
Yeah.
and it's great and it's fine. And then I was like, oh, great. Okay, cool. Elizabeth is going to do it. And then I just never looked at the sheet again.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
sent it to her and I was like, hey, Elizabeth, read this sheet. If you have questions, let me know. And I just don't think she had time to actually go
yeah.
through it. So I was like, oh, it looks like we're going to go through it together right now and we're going to have a blast. It
Oh
was
Yep.
boy.
hilarious, at least. It was so funny. Like she was like, because I was like, all
And
right, now you roll this, and she was like, okay.
and and now I'm gonna have to kill Barnabas.
No, I'll kill Copernicus.
Oh no.
Damn it!
Yeah,
Well, good thing I don't have a pet in Curse of Strahd then.
This truly is just mutually assured destruction between the three of us.
Yeah,
I know. I don't know
Like
why we
this
do
is
this
how
to
we keep
ourselves.
each other humble.
pretty
I
much. Yeah,
know. That's how we keep the chaos in control.
Yeah.
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 Oh man. But like for like newer players, like homebrewing stuff too. Like if you have like a DM that allows it, have fun with it. Like
Yeah.
there's so much you can do. If you want to make a person that uses fluffy kitty paws as an attack weapon, you have fun with that.
Hell yeah.
You know, if you want to make a kobold who turns into a dragon, have fun with that too. That sounds actually
Oh,
pretty
if you want to
awesome.
make a Power Ranger, do it.
Yeah.
No bull. I have a Power Ranger
Of
one. I can
course you
say
I
do.
believe that.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
honestly, I totally did. I just be bored like
We
sometimes,
all know
especially
you
with
were the
everything going
Pink
on right
Ranger.
now.
Okay.
First of all, yellow. Thank you very much. Trinity all day, gang gang.
Yeah,
Um,
you're right. You're right.
because I think she was a cheetah, which was the only non-dinosaur. I think nope, because
Saber-tooth
Zach was
tiger.
mammoth. Yeah, saber-tooth tiger. Yes,
Mastodon.
My God.
it's a mammoth. It's the same thing.
He
Actually, for
says
all those people that
Mastodon
are
when
out
he
there,
transforms.
for all those people that are out there, it is not the actual same thing. I'm just trolling. The mastodon is bigger. I'm pretty sure.
Wild.
Terrifying. But yeah.
Yeah.
But no, homebrewing stuff is super fun.
It
Mhm.
is
I actually was
a lot.
I
It's
actually
not
did an
as like
interview with a guy at work, and he actually has a bunch of homebrew stuff, and he's never played D&D before. He's like, it's just stuff I want to try. I
that's
was like,
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, with homebrew, it's not as daunting as it seems.
Hmm.
right.
Like you can homebrew on D&D Beyond, and
Yep.
it
Mhm.
will like walk you step by step on
Yeah.
what you're wanting to create and stuff like that.
Mhm.
We have our issues with D&D Beyond, as everyone does.
Yeah.
But when the tools are there to be used
Hmm.
and be used correctly,
Yeah.
it's great. The other stuff that it does, not so much. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
like
fine.
how
Yeah.
you can't make a full class and subclass through homebrew.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
deeply annoying.
it's
Maybe
weird. It's
with 6.0, they'll add that to it.
God.
yeah. Yeah, when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, that's when we'll get it.
Right.
That's
Right.
not coming out.
Apparently it's this year they're saying, but I don't believe it.
Yeah, they said that last year too.
I
That's.
know.
I mean, we're still gonna get GTA 6 before we get a new.
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. Thank you. We're
I
just
know.
gonna get
It may
another edition of freaking Skyrim.
look. I
Just
love
another mod.
Skyrim as much as anyone else,
But
but
we've done everything.
I'm tired of killing Elderwin. I can't do it no more.
Oh my
I'm
god. I'm
tired
tired
of
of being a
climbing the
werewolf.
1,000 stairs. I'm tired
Yes.
of not being able to marry Serena. I'm tired of it.
Oh my God.
I'm tired of this grandpa. What else? Too damn bad.
And then the creator, not to sidetrack from D&D real quick, but the creator of Elder Scrolls was like, "Hey, can you stop asking me when Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out? Maybe you shouldn't have announced it when you weren't ready to put it out."
Like
Right.
40 years ago when we were still youngins and,
Yeah,
in elementary school.
when we had our lives ahead of us.
Gosh darn it, TV. Come on now. You got to listen to me.
Oh boy.
There we go.
Yeah, no, back to homebrew.
Yes.
Yes, back to
Like
homebrew. It's great.
home it's so fun and homebrewing stuff is so wild.
Mhm.
Alcinoe is fully homebrewed
Yep.
and that one was a really fun one because I when I came up with the concept, I was like, I want a character that it has two forms, like a
Mhm.
monstrous form and a human form. And I
Yes, that
want
was fun to do.
both of those forms to have different attack styles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when Kyrie was building this class out for me, had these two different subclasses that went in literally in the directions that I wanted to go in for this. So
Yeah.
in her human form, she has one subclass.
Mhm.
And then in her monstrous form is a fully different subclass. It's not a
Yep.
Mhm.
multi-class. She just everything changes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um
I think
I was
originally I
like,
think we had 3 for each one, and I think
yeah,
we just decided that you wanted to go more of like a magical when you're human, and then more of a I
brawler.
guess a brawler, like more of like a
Yeah.
brute,
Yeah,
straight on yo, you want to throw hands, let's throw hands kind of
Mhm.
right.
character, which I thought was really really cool. And I don't know why I did it, but I was just like, let me just create like an attack version, a tank
Mhm.
version, and then like a magical version for each one, basically.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it was cool because he was like, "Oh my god, this is like pretty much exactly what I wanted," and I was
Yeah.
just like, "Score!"
Yeah. It was so
So like,
great.
I think for me, like when it comes to homebrew, since I really didn't answer the question in the beginning because we just, we talk and we rant a lot. Um, for me, I think it's just the like excitement, like obviously for myself, but
Mhm.
I actually really like creating homebrew for other people. I think it's
Yeah.
more fun for me that way.
Mhm.
Just seeing like oh man, this is exactly what I was looking for, or like oh
Yep.
this is sick. I didn't even think of this. Like
Yeah.
that kind of a thing. I think for me is really like what's the word I'm trying to think of? Not like it begins with an R, and I can't think of it for me at all. But rewarding, I guess, is not. It's not the word I was
Yeah.
thinking of, but I'll say rewarding.
Mhm.
Um, and it kind of like revitalized me a little bit after a
Yeah.
hard day's work.
Rejuvenating, maybe.
Yeah, rejuvenating. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like we all work retail and it
Yeah.
sucks. So like coming
Yeah.
home and like having that kind of a thing where it's like something I created, whether it's
Mhm.
homebrew or not, honestly, and then
Yeah.
just feeling like, oh man, people like what I created. It
Mhm.
really
Mhm.
kind of gives you a little bit of life force back for the day. Like gives you a little bit of a win. So
Yep.
I think homebrewing is just like an extension of that feeling
Yeah.
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
So it's really fun.
Yeah, and I think like most of the homebrew that I've done has been like class or race or something in that, but I've been like
Yeah.
dipping my toes into homebrewing items, and I think one of my favorites I made for one of my players. So I'm running Wild Beyond the Witchlight for
Mhm.
my
Nice.
polyfuel, and I'm doing it as like half module, half homebrew. Like we're following the
Mhm.
module, but there's a lot of homebrew aspects in it, and I tied in everybody's backstory, so they all have their own little things that we're going through as well. Um,
Mhm.
and so one of my partners is playing a Bardlock in the same configuration that I
Nice.
played a while ago. So I was like, here's how you want to build this
Mhm.
out. Here's how you do this. Like, tell me what flavor you want for this character. I'll help you build it. Like, we can reflavor
Mhm.
spells. We can do all of this. So I built their packed weapon,
Mhm.
like
Nice.
fully homebrew. So they use a scimitar that magically separates into two so they can dual wield.
Ooh. Kind of like
Um,
the blue spirit from Avatar.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
That's
really
exactly.
cool.
sick. That's
Yeah.
sick.
Um,
I love that.
they are like a very cold, cold magic based
Mhm.
um character. And so I like even homebrewed their patron. So their patron is actually based off of Kitsune, which is like one of my
Nice.
favorite things in lore.
It is
But
definitely one of
felt
mine as
very,
well.
yeah, like it felt very Feywild, which
Mhm.
is where their
Mhm.
character is from.
Right.
Because
Fun
they're
fact,
playing
by
in
the way, Angel. I
Eladrin.
think that book came out when we first met.
Yeah.
Literally, I think literally it came out like the week before, and I think we were talking about that book, and that's what
Yeah.
literally started this
Yep.
for us. By the
Yep.
way, when you said that, it just like came to my mind. I'm like, I think
Yeah.
that's the book that came out, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow, we that's where we became friends.
Mhm.
Well, better friends. I won't say friend,
Yeah.
better friends,
Better friends. Yeah.
closer friends. Yes.
Yeah. But like that packed weapon is so cool because there's I actually have to build out the wild magic sheet for it uh
Hmm.
probably Friday afternoon because we're playing again on Sunday and I know they're going to want to roll on that. But it has a couple of different features to it and it's going to like grow and change as they level up
Mhm.
because it's an evolving weapon.
Hmm.
But once per long rest, they can send out a burst of wild magic
Ooh.
in a 15-foot cone.
Oh, nice.
And I have to build out this sheet because I need things that work in a 15-foot cone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
um,
I hear you. Are you gonna
Fireball.
use like pre-existing spells, or are you gonna create some?
I'm probably going to create some. I'm probably going to look at some pre existing stuff and see what fits. If either of you
Hmm.
guys have ideas, DM them to me.
Will do.
But I want to
That.
have like a big table that they can roll on and be like, hey, what happens when I decide to use this burst of wild magic?
Mhm.
Hmm. Should be
But,
able to shoot icicles from it,
right?
like like a swing. Like you know how like they have like those like wind slashes, where like you just swing so
Yeah.
hard the wind. She
Yep.
should be able
Mhm.
to, or they should be able to do that with
Mhm.
like their sword, where it's like they put ice at the end of it to like
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be really
shoot out
cool.
ice,
Yeah.
Yep.
or even like to like make the blade thinner with like a sheet of
Mm,
ice on it to do more slashing or
yeah,
something.
that'd be
That'd be
cool.
cool. There's a lot of things you could do with that. Like ice is probably like the most uh versatile
Mhm.
like magic
Yeah.
besides wind in like D&D, or
Yeah.
even
Mhm.
just period. Like fire is fire, and like lightning's lightning, but like since like it has a solid form to it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can just shape it however you want. Like kind of like water, you can still do it with the same thing with water, of course, but like
Yeah.
it's just really cool to do that. You can't really make. I guess you can make wind spears actually.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I think most of the magic on it, like especially for offensive, like if it has a specific element to it, it's primarily going to be
Hmm.
cold or ice
Mhm.
or
Right.
like wind, yeah, probably too would work for that too, but like they are very much like they are a winter eladrin. They have been stuck in their winter form for years.
Yeah.
Years
Okay.
and years and years and years.
Not even
Uh
trying to be funny. You could also add time,
yeah.
like freezing
Mhm.
time, with
Yeah.
that too, just because. Like it brings me to like a slightly off topic. When you think of Bobby from X-Men
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
able to
Yeah.
freeze time and freeze over
Yeah.
health, like he's an Omega
No,
level mutant,
actually
so why
that's
can't she have
perfect.
those same
I
kind of
would love to
abilities? You
put
know what I
some
mean?
time stuff in there. Yeah. Well, that
Right?
actually kind of works really well because if you guys are familiar with Witchlight, part of it is that everybody who ends up in the party ends up in that carnival has been to the Witchlight Carnival
Hmm.
at some time before and had something stolen from them. And so
Mhm.
part of what
Right.
brings them back to it is that the magic on that is kind of like loosening, and so they're recognizing that
Hmm.
they've actually lost something.
Hmm.
And this character, Leica, uh, lost themselves. They actually took on the name and persona of their childhood friend
Hmm.
Oh
who went
wow, that's
missing when they went
cool.
there. So, like, they
Oh
don't
no
know who
way.
they actually are. Like, they went
That's
home,
really
they were like,
cool.
"I don't know who these people are. They're not my parents. I don't know. Like, you keep calling me this name that
Right.
I'm not."
Mhm.
Like, they completely
That's
lost who they
cool.
are. They have no idea.
That's cool.
I really like that. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
fun.
really, really neat.
Yeah, that's cool. Dang, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I want to know more about that story. Like I like
Yeah.
that idea.
It's really, really cool. It's a
That's a
very, very
fun
cool
one.
concept.
Man, D&D is so cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? God, they came up with some really crazy stuff for that too.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
uh, one of our players, um, the thing that they lost is their ability to like live happily.
Mhm.
So
Well,
like,
dang, right in the feels,
yeah, yeah,
No
like
happily ever after for you.
literally no happily
right?
ever afters. Like they lost their family, they can't keep happiness.
Hmm.
One of them uh lost like their ability to tell truth from lie, so they have no insight. Like they
Oh
have
wow.
an
Oh
insight
wow.
modifier, but when they roll, it's an automatic fail.
Yeah,
Oh
because they
jeez.
can't. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's nuts. That's cool too.
yeah. It was really cool. We
You
had
see, those are like those fun things, like fun little like they may seem small or like not like significant to people who have never played
yeah,
or
Mhm.
who just never DM, but like something like that really changes the narrative
It
yeah.
really does.
on like
It
how like
it
you
was
play a character.
crazy because that character is also raised by hags and doesn't
Whoa,
realize
Hmm.
that her
that they're
aunties are
hags.
hags and not just like the village witches, that they've been
Whoa,
influencing her and using her. Like she doesn't recognize it.
that's
And
crazy.
we do potion parties sometimes. So they actually chose one of the potions that like negated that effect and gave her insight back. Um, and so
Permanently or
for
like
one session,
temporarily?
just for one session.
Oh, so yeah, that's
So for
cool.
one session, when they were rolling for this character, that character was able to like actually insightfully see things and notice things and
Yeah,
like notice that
right.
something was weird with her aunties, like noticed all of these little things and then went back to
Hmm.
not having a clue.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's so. But like, so I guess how does she like remember that feeling though? Like not Like, oh man, this feels off, or like, is it just go away when like the insight goes away?
It just kind of goes away. Like she knows that something's weird and she remembers like in that moment she
Feeling,
knew that like
yeah,
there was something off and that she was able to tell. But as far as she knows, her lack of insight, like she doesn't recognize that it's a lack of insight. She's just like, "Oh no,
yeah,
it
yeah,
seems normal. It seems
Mhm.
genuine. It's totally fine."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
That's so crazy.
yeah.
It's like the like that sheltered life of like just not knowing
Yeah.
anything about like how the world works,
Yep.
and all you know is what you know, kind of deal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That's
Yeah.
cool.
And I've
That's
been
fun.
working in like a dream mechanic too.
Mm.
Where sometimes when they long rest, they roll to see if they get a dream, and the higher they roll, the more vivid the dream. And those
Mhm.
dreams are fluctuations in that magic where
Mhm.
they start to see these little connections in their stories and what
Mhm.
is happening to influence things behind the scenes. Um,
That's cool.
but
That's fun.
they have the opportunity for a boss fight, uh,
Mhm.
or they can try and like sweet talk their way out of it because like you
Mhm.
don't have to do any combat really in Witchlight, but I've
Mhm.
got a bunch of crazy people who want to fight, so we'll see.
Mhm. I was like,
But
honestly, when you really think about it, in most D&D campaigns, you really don't have to fight at all. As long
Nope.
as you're
yeah,
like witty enough and like
mhm,
charismatic enough, like you
I
could be
get
fighting a demon, but if you just sweet talk it, you can get out
yeah,
of that.
so going back to Icewind Dale, when two of my party members left me behind, I was able to talk my way out of having the
mhm,
Dwarger let me out of the cage.
yeah,
I was like, "Hey, my bad. Uh, if you let me go, I won't come back."
yep,
And I was rolling deception. I rolled a natural 20. It shouldn't have worked, but because I rolled a nat 20,
yeah,
Liam was like, "All right, they let you
yeah,
out." And then the next day I come back, I was like, "I lied."
And then we wiped out the whole
Yeah,
dang,
torture.
and I was in my form of dread the entire time, so I was like a lich form.
mhm,
So carrying like my longsword that had like a smoke like effect to it,
yeah,
so it would
Mhm.
have like that unearthly like kind of look to it. Um, and the best one was there was one dwarger that like tried to stab me in the back. And you
mhm,
know when like something like nips you in the back, you go to
yeah,
like swat it.
yeah,
I used my channel divinity with that, so I was legit just smacking him. Like I instantly
You
killed him.
sliced them in half,
Yeah,
basically, like diagonally.
I love
Yeah,
that.
because I think he only had like 1 or 2 HP at that point too. So it was just like, oh, how do you want to do it? Yeah, I just come around and I just slice right through him diagonally.
yeah.
It's like,
Dang,
wow, wow,
amazing,
monster.
He had it
He
coming.
deserved it. He
hell
deserved
yeah.
it.
Well,
I had something to say. Oh, I was super mad at the new book, by the way.
yeah,
I was home brewing a class where you turn into a behemoth, and they took it away from me. I need rights, okay? Like, not even trying to be funny. I was like, oh man, this would be so cool if you could turn into like a giant, like a giant like monster. Like, this would be so cool.
And then
oh
And
D
then
and D
they
is
came out
like,
with an
hey,
actual book.
here's this actual
They're in the trees,
subclass
guys.
now.
yeah,
But I was like, oh, okay, cool. Now I don't have to homebrew it, so it's like it's fine. I
Yeah.
really don't care. But I was just like, yo,
No,
that's so
I
crazy
really
that
like
I had that idea.
the Titans that they're
yeah,
using for that because you can turn
Yeah,
into a Leviathan, which is terrifying,
the
a
mhm,
underworld. Yep,
Godzilla
breathe
like
underwater.
creature, like
mhm,
a
Well, it
kaiju.
can be anything. It could
Yeah,
say that you can be technically anything behemoth-like. So technically, you can
yeah,
be Kong with a breath weapon. I'm like,
yeah.
this is ridiculous.
that's crazy.
The bug one's really interesting.
But just the fact that I don't think it's with this updated book,
Hmm.
but in a later module that's coming up, it lets you start to go into the Lich category.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
Um,
It. I think it is this one. I
is
think
it
it's
this
yeah,
one? Okay.
because it's this
Oh,
book because
okay,
you
so
get
that's
the
gonna make things a lot easier for what I'm planning.
yeah
amazing.
because you don't have to homebrew it. You can just take it.
Yeah.
which is good because I think they have the an actual Hell Knight now, and not like
Mhm.
a Hell Razor, which is cool.
Mhm.
Like reading into the Hell Knight, it's like yeah, you can just
Yeah,
have Hell Flames on any weapon you choose, basically.
yeah,
Nice.
which is really cool. And I
Yeah,
like
and
that
it's
it's different than the Illrigger class.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
it could have just been a copy and paste, but it's built different.
yeah, which is cool because it's like the Illrigger's like no, you made a pact with the
Yeah.
Mhm.
devil as
Well,
a knight
basically,
to
the
gain these abilities.
Illrigger is a cleric from hell,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Essentially, yes. While
I
the
would
Hell Knight is
almost
like,
liken
nah,
it
I'm a
more to
fighter.
paladin from hell than cleric.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
yeah, yeah,
paladin.
Yeah.
While the Hell Knight is like, nah, man, I'm a fighter with demonic energy in my body, and I'm just gonna
yeah.
just murk you
Mhm.
with my sword or spear or whatever, which is cool.
Yeah.
I was reading into some of it today, and I was like, yo, this is pretty sick. Like the Plague Doctor one's pretty sick too. I'm not gonna
Honestly,
lie
I'm
to you.
thinking of making a plague doctor for
Plague
a
Doctor
That
party.
thing,
sounds so fun.
dude, it's pretty sick. Like it's final. Like I think at level 17 or 18, you get to turn into a swarm of like
Yeah, yeah.
critters. So you can be like rats, cockroaches,
Ugh.
uh, snakes, weasels, like
These
anything like
damn weasels.
crittery. I know, and like you can swarm somebody, and they do what's called nick. Each one does nick damage,
Ooh.
and you have to like roll for it. And
Mhm.
Mhm.
I forget exactly what it was because I looked at all of it today, and I might mix up a few, so I don't even want to say.
Hmm.
But I'm like, yo, this is kind of dope. Like it makes sense
I just
Yeah,
for like
realized
what
I
you can
can
do.
live my best Dracula dreams and turn into a swarm of bats.
yeah.
You can, yeah. Bats is a part of that. Yes,
Yes.
that was another like really like I'm like oh, and then it's all about like giving like people diseases and poisoning and stuff like that. I'm like yo, this is
Amazing.
kind of
No,
fire.
I was reading that. I was like, ooh, I might make a plague doctor for Crooked Moon.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
like I'm totally gonna make a behemoth because who doesn't want to be Godzilla? You can become gargantuan, which is insane,
Yeah.
and you can also become a monstrosity, which is even more insane.
Oh God.
Yes,
Um.
you can be a
On
bigger than a giraffe.
on that note, our last question for tonight. What, if any, future homebrew plans do you guys have? What are
I
some
have
things you're looking forward
one, and it is with Peps.
to? Ooh.
I've been sworn to secrecy of what we're
Okay.
working on.
Okay.
So we'll talk not in chat here.
Mhm.
It is something specific for their other character for Pirates Griff and
Nice.
stuff like that.
Hmm.
So
Nice. Um, yeah, I mean, to not get too much into it, well, obviously, me and Andrew have talked about. I have to agree. I think five. No, it's not six more, but about five more. Not necessarily homebrew, but homebrew-esque NPCs.
Mhm.
mhm.
Um, and then there's gonna be some. I'll probably create weapons for all of them specifically that are geared
Yeah,
towards their like personalities and stuff, and then kind of want to do a homebrew revolving in like being able to kind of like being a puppet, like kind of like how they have for like the classes,
Yeah.
but
mhm.
being able to control your own body with strings and like separating them to like actually like
Ooh.
do things with it, which would be pretty cool.
That would be
Nice.
really cool.
Or
Yeah.
yeah, and then kind of going something like that, or like kind of creating more of like a I don't know, like I don't know. There's a lot. I have a lot in my brain that I'm trying to work out.
Yeah.
But I think those like six homebrew characters going to give everybody a sneak peek, if it's okay. Uh, God Commander Nerd.
Feel free to share with the class.
So I'm basically creating the seven deadly sins for the Pirates campaign.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Heck yeah.
Yes,
Nice.
and we already have two. Well, I've already created three of them. Well,
Yeah,
I've created two. and just created one
yeah.
so far. So
Nice.
yes, we
That's
have
cool.
Wrath, Lust,
That's the thing that
and
I've liked a lot with the Pirates
what's it called?
campaign is a lot of the
Envy.
homebrew elements that we've
Mhm.
brought into it. Um, and I look forward to seeing more.
Hmm.
I'm curious what homebrew stuff Angel's gonna pull out with Chris Estrad. Um,
Hmm.
I'm also a little worried because
It's
I've been
fine.
look. I'm walking a fine line with how much I've been taunting you so far this month, and we're
This is
playing.
true.
We're coming back with Chris Estrad in less than a month now.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
but
Crooked Moon's
I,
next
I
week.
I know what I was signing up for.
Look, I may not remember all of the things, but I remember that there were things.
Listen, there's a reason why I tell you some things, so I remember the other things that I need to remember.
Yeah, for
Because
real.
my brain is not remembering everything. But
No,
yeah, hopefully you guys
honestly,
are ready next week.
I,
I'm so
I
excited.
I'm pretty ready because again, we got to a town or village that's on fire and there's shadow people.
Hmm.
Well, you're just not close enough to see the people. You just see shadowy figures moving. That's
Now,
all.
I mean, I'm gonna ask it when we get to the. I'll wait till ask it when we're in session.
No, you can ask it now. I'll give you a little sneak
Okay.
peek, a little
Well,
taste,
so
a little
when the
sneaky
guy
sneak.
came to get us, was the village
Yep.
already on fire?
As far as you are aware now,
Okay.
Okay.
this is and he what was it? He came to town to look for help because people kept disappearing.
Yeah.
Mm,
And when you come back and he's now showing up, that's when you notice that the village is on fire.
Okay.
And you see a lot of the buildings set on fire and the windmill being set on fire.
Hmm.
okay.
And you just see, like, because you're not close enough,
Hmm.
you see, like, humanoid figures that look just like shadows because you're not close enough to see it,
Hmm.
fighting in the town square, essentially.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Hmm.
Okay.
You sound
Amazing.
stressed.
Look, Crooked Moon is a very stressful campaign.
Yes. It's a lot of psychological horror and body horror. So, not
Yeah.
body horror, but it's a lot of
I mean, but
psychological for
also,
sure. Yeah, you're right. There's some grotesque stuff in there for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
And some homebrew stuff that'll be gross, so it'll be fun.
yeah. I mean, you had a weasel bite me in the face and steal my tooth, so.
Yeah.
No, I think it was the
Yeah.
witch. It was the witch herself who bit me in the face and stole my tooth. I
Mhm.
still remember how you described that. That had me
Yeah, it was
fucked
gross.
up.
I'm sorry. I know, I'm sorry. Yeah, the weasel took Pebs and I think
Yeah.
was it Eben?
Yeah, Eben.
No, Eben. Yeah, Eben's tooth. Yeah, the weasel took
Yeah. So
Eben's. Yeah,
Annabella,
yeah, that's right.
Eben,
Because she
and
took a chunk
Fang
out of your
all
face.
lost teeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Annabelle got a chunk of her face like bitten off.
Yeah.
Yeah, good thing you
Yeah,
healed.
Annabella had like witch tongue in her mouth. That was not great.
She did. Yeah, she did. It was pretty nasty. Sorry that I'm
Yeah.
not sorry. It's only gonna get worse, by the way.
Yeah.
Joy.
That was only the tutorial.
Great.
Good. So it's Liam's turn now to suffer trauma.
Yeah, eventually. Eventually.
Nah, you know what, Jose? He's the new kid on the block, so he gets the trauma next.
And I actually had Jose send me some stuff, so I'm actually homebrewing some stuff specifically for him
Yeah.
Nice.
to screw him up. So I think
Uh,
I've screwed Pebs up enough, so I might give him a little break.
Yeah.
but what about me
So
and Angel?
you guys will have a little break.
Thank
I
you.
mean, you'll have a break, Lucas. Annabelle probably will never have a break.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Annabella thrives in
Eben
chaos.
won't either. Eben will never have a break either because he literally witnesses everything through
Yeah.
his eyes.
Yeah,
So he
which
sees
is such a
everything
cool
even if you guys
mechanic.
don't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally came up with I talked to him about that to like literally just implement him in the story more.
Mhm.
So like
But we'll save
that mechanic is a homebrew mechanic.
for next week's episode, which this one down here is going to be hosting said episode.
Me? Oh
It is going
wow.
to be a special Crooked Moon edition of
Yes.
Roll for Discussions,
Yes.
which will be a lot of fun. We'll be taught. Well, mostly I would assume recapping season one, like favorite moments
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
so what we'll do is recapping season one. We'll talk about, I mean, because we've talked about it a decent amount. We don't have to
Mhm.
get too deep into like the details, but we'll just do like a quick recap of what happened
Yeah,
in season one.
Yeah.
especially if
Um,
we do have most of the party here for it and
yeah,
stuff like that,
exactly,
so
and
that
then
way they can give their insight
right,
on a lot of the stuff that they're experiencing with the campaign and stuff like that.
exactly, and then we'll after that we'll kind of get into more so like hey, we're now that we're back,
Mhm.
what
Mhm.
are like, and this is kind of something that I want to do too is like where do you see your character going
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
this campaign, like mentally,
Yeah.
because all of you have freaking trauma points at this point too.
Yeah.
So
Well,
now
I mean,
that
I
you
already
guys are
told you
in,
where I'm taking
yeah,
Lucas.
you've,
Yeah. And I
yeah,
mean, to be
this,
fair, Annabella was not very sane to start with. She was already mentally fractured. She's just
Yeah.
getting
yeah,
worse.
Yeah.
exactly. It's just naturally getting worse, and then a lot of those tokens that you guys got are going to be implemented really heavy
Amazing.
in this next session.
I'm
So
Awesome.
honestly so excited for it. I fucking love a sanity meter.
Mhm.
yeah, like this is. I gotta look at. I told you guys to keep track of this because I'm terrible at keeping track of stuff. So you guys
That's
know
why
your
you
sanity
have
meter.
two
Pebs
DMs
has
in
the
your
most.
campaign.
Yeah.
Exactly. Pebs has the most. I know that. That's a
Yes.
fact.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then I think you and Annabelle, and then I don't think Eben has any points.
I don't think so yet.
I think
I
Evan's
was
just
gonna say
chilling.
I think Eben
I,
and Liam's
I've been
character
in
girl don't have
Irsay.
any.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So it's basically me, Annabella, and
Fang.
Fang that have the sanity tokens so
Technically,
far.
I
Yeah.
only
Well,
have
Draco has
one.
one. Yeah,
Does
she only
Draco
has
have one?
one. Draco has one. She has one. I think you have two or three.
Do I have
I think
two?
Pebs. Yeah, you have two. I think you
Oh
might even
yeah.
have three
No. That
from the Lucas. I mean, from um your flashback, and then when you went into the coma, and then from when you talked to
I think we kept it
your
at
your boo boo
two.
bear.
I'll have to look
We might
back.
have kept it at two.
I think we kept it at two because I feel like
I
three would have
think
been a little over the edge
yeah,
for
I
Lucas.
because maybe no, Fang has three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fang has three, so I think you have two. But Fang is the closest to being broken because it's only at five. So
Mhm.
his arc that I'm gonna be doing solo with him before the session that night will play a lot into that,
Mhm.
and then how he will recover some sanity if he does recover any
Yeah.
at all. So, because there's ways to obviously recover sanity
Yeah.
in the world, like however your character enjoys life, I guess you could say, like what they look forward to, what they love to do. Is going to be doing it. And some of you guys don't love to do anything, Lucas. Um,
I
so
mean, I haven't really gotten to do a whole lot of stuff yet, except for go shopping for smut books.
yeah, you know what? I'll knock a point off for your smuck books, okay?
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Perv.
And then I still have to go back to that damn village to get my swords.
Yep, but you ain't getting them right now because you're in the next village.
I could always
And
just be like, "Hey, you guys got this. I'll go back to the other village real quick."
fun fact, can't leave.
What?
You are now in a cornfield, boys and girls.
This is gonna be some
And
children
Kyrie,
it
of the
may
what
or
is
may
borderlands
not
up?
here.
move. Children of the corn up in this.
I
I
I
wish I could like
hate
back out
that.
like right here. Like just say that and just back out completely out of here and talk.
All of a sudden, Kyrie just dips.
Disappears, yeah. But like I'm excited for what's gonna happen.
no, I
I
I
gotta
am
practice.
too.
I gotta re-practice my voices though.
Mm,
It's
yeah.
one of the characters you mean has like a really guttural, like grungy voice. So I gotta
Mhm.
like re-practice doing that now.
Yeah, so to give an idea, because I already told Kyrie my idea of like portraying Lucas going forward, and
Mm.
then we'll probably wrap up
No,
after this.
shh.
Save it for next
Shh.
week.
Next
Ah!
session, like and subscribe. Comment down below. Love you.
That's right. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed tonight. Actually, you know what? No, Angel, you can do the closing.
Yeah,
Oh
Angel.
boy. Yeah, we hope you all enjoyed tonight. Thanks for joining us. Please do like, subscribe, share, leave comments,
Mhm.
send us questions if you have questions for us.
Yep.
And we will catch you in another couple of weeks for our next episode.
As always, keep rolling those dice.